Hello, and welcome to another reading conversation lesson. Let's get right into it for today. So, let me just share the Ingu website again. We say we use Ingu to get our articles that we read through and talk about. And like I always mention, you can come to ingu.com. There it says /app/daily news and read more articles on your own free time, or if you have a friend to have a conversation with. And they also offer one-on-one lessons if you're interested in that. So let's see. Today's article, let's look at this little fat plane. Here we go. So the article, Spanish airline orders 10 airships for domestic travel. Goodness me. I wonder if that is the little airship they're talking about. Well, let's find out. As always, I'm going to start with the vocabulary. I'll read it. I want you to hit pause afterwards, read it out loud, make sure you got the pronunciation. If you're not sure about the definition, just type it in Google, find more examples. But let's go through the words and the definition and example sentences. So the first one, a comeback, and that is an act of becoming popular or successful again. And a sentence, clothing styles from the 80s are making a comeback at the moment. Next word, range, the largest distance that something can reach, cover, etc. And this e-bike has a range of around 100 kilometers on a single charge. Next word, helium, a chemical element that is very light. A chemical element that is very light gas and cannot burn. I would probably say a chemical element that is a very light gas and cannot burn. Yeah. All right, my friend bought me a bunch of helium balloons for my birthday party. Next word, combustion, and that is the process of burning a substance. The company said it will stop producing combustion engines by 2035. Next word, hybrid, and that is made by combining two or more different things. And the company has adopted a hybrid model allowing employees to work from home 3 days a week. Last one, emission, the production and release of gases, especially those that are bad for the environment. And the vast majority of global carbon emissions come from burning fossil fuels to produce energy. Okay, let's go right on to the article then. As always, I'll read through it and you can hit pause after each little paragraph and read it again, or wait till the end and read everything at once. But remember to read it out loud. You have to say the words, you have to speak. That's the whole idea. Okay. So, Spanish airline orders 10 airships for domestic travel. Airships could be making a comeback as an environmentally friendly solution to mid-range air travel, with one of Europe's largest airlines buying several from a British developer. Air Nostrum, a Spanish airline, has ordered 10 Airlander 10 airships to operate on domestic passenger flights within Spain, with delivery of the aircraft expected in 2026. The airline operates mid-range flights in Europe and North Africa and carries more than 5 million passengers a year. The airships are part of Air Nostrum's plan to reduce its impact on the environment. The airships made by UK-based Hybrid Air Vehicles (HAV) use helium to float, while the current Airlander 10 also uses combustion engines to move. HAV aims to develop hybrid electric engines by 2026 that it says will reduce the Airlander 10's carbon emissions by 90% compared to other aircraft. The company is also developing an all-electric version for 2030 and hopes the Airlander 10 will be the world's first large-scale aircraft to achieve zero-emission flight. According to HAV, the Airlander 10 can fly as high as about 6,000 meters and carry 10 metric tons. Each airship promised to Air Nostrum will be able to carry 100 passengers and would typically fly 300 to 400 kilometers, about the distance between Valencia and Madrid, a route the airline currently operates. However, if you're in a hurry, the Airlander 10 might not be the best option, as the airship's maximum speed is only 130 kilometers per hour. Still okay. Airships were popular. Airships were a popular form of travel in the early 20th century, crossing the Atlantic Ocean in under 48 hours, less than half the time required to go by ship. But they were typically filled with hydrogen, which can catch fire very easily. They stopped being used for commercial travel after the Hindenburg disaster of 1937, when when the world's largest passenger airship crashed, killing 36 people. Modern airships are filled with helium, which cannot burn. While it is not as light as hydrogen, it is much safer. However, helium is also quite rare on Earth because it quickly escapes into space. All right. That's quite interesting. Hmm? Let's have a look. This time they only go straight to a discussion question. First one, what are your thoughts on Air Nostrum ordering Airlander 10s? I think it's quite nice. It seems like I'm going to go back to, it might be a nice way to travel, but it looks quite big and it doesn't carry that many people, right? What is 100 people? I don't know how many people can go on a regular plane. This picture also looks kind of nice. It looks interesting. A little old fat plane flying through the skies. All right. Oh, if I didn't mention before, I'm going to read through these. You have to hit pause and answer them after each one as well, in the way that you would answer to me. All right. Remember, talk, talk, talk. Number two, do you think airships are likely to make a comeback? If it makes money, I think these days everything is about making money. It doesn't matter if it looks cute or if it's interesting. It's all about making money. So if it can carry a lot of people, doesn't cost that much, yeah, it'll make a comeback. How often do you fly domestically? What's the shortest flight you've been on? I don't fly that often, usually once a year. I just flew last week to Bangkok. I had to go extend my visa. So usually I fly once a year. I need to go pick up a specific paper at my embassy and then come back and apply for my visa. So once a year at least. Yeah, but not that much either. Shortest flight I've been on, one time I went to Italy and I think we landed in Milan and I had to fly to Treviso. That was back in 1999. And I went for a cycling race. I used to race professionally and went to the World Championships. And so they arranged all the air travel. But it was a very short flight, like from Milan to Treviso was something like 200 kilometers or 230 or something like that. So we went on a very small plane. It had those propellers, didn't have like a jet engine. It was just propellers going and just two row, like you just had a window seat, window on this side or window on that side. That's all they were. So that was a little terrifying, but yeah, quite a short flight as well. So it didn't matter. Number four, what's the fastest way to travel mid-range distances in your country? Yeah, by plane, for sure. The trains in Thailand, I've mentioned before, I live in Thailand right now. So the trains here in Thailand, very slow, very, very slow. So, and it's not that comfortable. No air cons unless you travel. I don't even know if they have air cons. But the one time that I bought a train ticket, it was very slow. No aircon, windows are open, winds blowing everywhere. It's just no, it's terrible. Rather take a bus before you take the the train because the buses are more luxurious. It's quite nice. You can almost got a very comfortable seat, and yeah, I wouldn't take the train again. But when I lived in China, man, their high-speed trains are amazing. Those were great. So I would say mid-range travel in China, I would say take the train rather than a plane. But yeah, in Thailand, definitely plane. All right, number five, how do you expect air travel to change over the next few decades? Probably not that much. Probably, yeah, just have more of it. Maybe it's already quite cheap in most countries. You know, these low cost carriers, you can get tickets for very cheap. So I don't expect it to change that much. Okay, further discussion. When was the last time you flew? Where did you go? Yeah, I just mentioned I went to Bangkok last week, and yeah, that's the last time, and that's where I went. The last time I went from Bangkok to Phuket, back to Phuket, I had to fly back. So, all right. What are the best domestic airlines in your country? So, yeah, in Thailand, I would say either Air Asia, they've got an airline Vietjet, which I think is a Vietnamese airline, um, Thai Thai Lion, and those are the best cheap ones. But then they also have, I think, Nok Air, obviously Thai Airways. Those are more expensive, and yeah. But I think the most popular ones, Air Asia, Vietjet, and Thai Lion, because they're cheap. All right. What are the most pleasant flights you've been on? Ooh. So one time, I'm not going to get into the details of it, but one time I flew first class when I left my country from Johannesburg to Dubai. I flew first class, which was very, very, very nice. That was a great experience. You have your own little compartment, can close off, bed goes flat completely, nice food, any drink you want. It was amazing. So definitely the most pleasant one I've been on. But again, if I had to say, is it worth the money? Because it was very expensive as well. So I don't know, unless you have a lot of money and you can waste money, sure, go for it. But is it worth the money if you don't have it? No, no, you can do a lot more with the extra money. Number four, do you know anyone who avoids air travel for environmental reasons? Uh, Greta Thunberg, that that girl that's always complaining about environmental issues. That's the only one I know. Number five, are there any companies in your country known for their environmental efforts? I'm not that connected with all these kind of things, so I don't know if there is a country that's known by the people in Thailand for that. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. Usually, people or companies are only known if they known for damaging the environment. That gets more attention than saving the environment. So I know there was something about Shell recently where people complained about that, but not for saving the environment, which actually should be the other way around, right? We should be encouraging, like, oh, look at this company's doing this to help the environment. And so that should be more than, oh, look at that terrible company. It's like, look at this good one. Focus on the positive. All right. Well, people, that is it then again for today's one. And yeah, as I always say, keep working at it, keep practicing, keep speaking, keep using the language, and you'll keep getting better. It's just a fact of life. The more you use it, the better you're going to get. So keep at it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.